Was like, still just expressing so unfair the treatment is to someone that's innocent, and they continue to hold him without giving a verdict, and he's gonna die on his truth.
Wow.
And it just, it's just heartbreaking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To know that he's feeling like this, and his faith is still strong. He said, God is going to make sure I'm home, you know.
Right.
So, I just got finished talking to my mom, and she was just telling me to stay strong.
Yes.
And when I get his letter, to make sure I think things of encouragement to keep him lifted. Don't let him know it's breaking me, you know.
Antoinette called me on March 27th, distraught. She just received a letter from Wendell. While Wendell's letters were usually upbeat and forward-looking, this one was different, and it was concerning.
I am innocent by all means, and this is why they have not told me I'm guilty, but are trying to force me to enter a plea of guilty in order to act as if the past 20 months have been rightfully justified and I'm supposed to be here. But in all truth, this has been wrong from the start. They have led me to the edge of a cliff and told me to jump or get pushed. To jump is to plead guilty and take 10 years. To get pushed does not mean receive a verdict or have my case delayed 30 times and still take 10 years. What I have been wrongfully accused of and imprisoned for holds a penalty of 3 to 10 years. And at my trial, the prosecution told the judge because I didn't pay my attackers, confess to a crime, nor plead guilty, I deserve the max penalty and demanded that I don't do a day less. 10 years. Can you not see what they're trying to do to me? Can you not see what this is? They won't tell me I'm guilty, but are expecting me to tell them I'm guilty. They really do expect me to plead guilty, even though I possess full knowledge of the truth. They really do expect me to find interest in their plea agreement, even after I have been treated this bad for 20 months and fully innocent. And they really do expect me to be frightened by their threats.
In the letter he said, he never believed that someone could do this to someone and it'd be acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
They feel they're trying to force him to plead guilty. And they know he's innocent. They don't want to say he's innocent because of their 99 conviction rate. And they don't want to be guilty. And they know all of the evidence during the trial and everything proves his innocence. Police reports said that they intended to harm him. And he said, why? When they use glass bottles to attack him, that's acceptable. And it's just so bad. Just she that this is happening. It's nothing no one really can do.
It looked like all of Wendell's patience had come to an end. He had been sitting in a jail in Chongqing for months with no verdict. He had no idea if he would be determined to be innocent or guilty or when it would happen. He thought that the Chinese government was trying to stall the process out, so he would just give up and plead guilty.
So I want to tell them I know he's tired because I saw he wrote that in the letter that he's tired.
I'm Matt Liston. This is Game Plan, the Wendell Brown story.
Just like this just blue-collar family in Detroit trying to make it, and it's like, They don't have any power.
He's minding his own business. This guy's looking over at Wendell, like something's going down.
We're not even 3 feet away from each other, and he throws the beer bottle directly at my face. Like, these men tried to kill me. They wanted to kill me.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that, let's put it online and see what happens stage.
And the site is live.
That we opened a store and need a fast checkout stage.
Thanks. You're all set.
That count it up and ship it around the globe stage.
This one's going to Thailand.
And that, wait, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Whatever your stage, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/sell today.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
Let's back up a few days, to the night the surveillance video mysteriously landed in my phone. At this point, I've heard varying reports of what happened during the fight. Chris Mack, who started the football league in China, told me that Wendell possibly confessed to hitting someone at the bar. Antoinette told me that Wendell didn't hurt anyone and that he was raised better than that. Sophia told me that there were glass bottles involved. I took a deep breath before I pressed play. As I hit play, there's a grainy screen. It's not the clearest image, but I can make out people, walking around a bar and birthday balloons coming in and out of frame. And then I can see Wendell. He's in the very left-hand side of the screen, standing atop of 2 steps that overlook another section of the bar. He's clearly just looking around. He lets 1, then 2 people walk past him. And then I see a guy bump him from behind. Now, Wendell kind of steps aside to let him through. But then when Wendell turns around, holy crap, this guy pushes him down the 2 steps, and then Wendell pushes him back with 1 arm. And I wasn't expecting that, but then the guy pushes Wendell, and then he goes to grab something off of a table. And Wendell gives him a second push, and it's pretty aggressive. But I can see what he's doing is trying to create distance, because the guy looks like he's grabbing a bottle or something. And now another guy gets involved. In fact, the guy throws a bottle at Wendell from close range and misses him. And now the buddy is involved with this. And so now it's Wendell versus 2 people. I mean, what got me at first glance was I wasn't expecting Wendell to push back or use any force. But then you can see why he has to. I mean, it's crazy. It's a series of pushing and shoving, most of the time with Wendell pushing the guy pretty hard, but creating distance. And then this guy grabbing a series of different things, whether it's a bottle or something else off the table. I can't make out what it is. I mean, honestly, the video went by so fast, it was probably 20 seconds at most. And these 20 seconds determined Wendell's fate. I watched it over and over, and the whole thing was hard to process. I needed someone I could trust to give it a look. A few days later, I met up with Dan Redford to get his reaction.
Then you see a guy kind of push him from behind here. He turns around to look at him. He's letting people go first. He's letting people go. And then you're going to see him get pushed. Now he pushes the guy.
All right, so what I'm seeing here, Wendell's just standing by himself. You got 5 guys here. Just, he's minding his own business. This guy's looking over at Wendell, like something's going down. That's I don't know. And Wendell's trying to let him, so he shoves him. So Wendell kind of shoves him. And Wendell's reacting. I know why he's reacting. Because these guys are coming at him. The guy picks up a beer bottle. And he comes at him with something. Oh my gosh, man. Okay. Well, here's what I see. Wendell's a big guy. This guy shoves him from behind. Wendell shoves him, because the guy shoved him. Shoves him into a table. Okay, so to this guy, probably felt I mean,
Yeah.
the guy who started it, which is very clear. Then he goes back to his buddies. Well, you got one guy that grabs a beer bottle, and then Wendell engages because this guy. That's instinct. This guy is gonna come at him with a beer bottle. He sees that. Wendell's very, aware. By the way, you got 5 guys with buckets of beer. They're all drunk. They're not thinking straight. Wendell's instinct has come into play here. Right? So when Wendell is responding a little bit proactive to a guy that's about to come at him with a beer bottle, and he goes at him and just shoves away. And then you got another guy that comes at him with something else, which I don't know what it was. Again, gets involved in shoving. And then he leaves.
We watched the video again and again and again. I blew it up. I put it on a much larger screen. I slowed it down. And only then can you really see what's happening.
I mean, ultimately, what I see is Wendell just creates distance the whole time.
All I'm seeing is shoving. I'm not seeing any punches thrown at all. Dude. No. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, man. Anybody would do this. I've been in an altercation, which is exactly what I would call this, right? I've been in an altercation in China. The only thing that Wendell did wrong was he should have just immediately ran. It's the only thing. Because you're in China, because you do not get points for defending yourself. After seeing the surveillance footage, I feel even more compelled to help Wendell. Because there is no period of time that he should be spending behind bars for this simple little incident that he didn't even start.
The surveillance video initially felt like a curveball, but after watching it a few times, my main feeling was Wendell didn't do anything. I think Wendell was trying to disengage, create distance. So for me, after watching it multiple times, I felt good defending Wendell. As I watched that night, I thought of Sophia's reenactment and all of her conversations with Wendell. After she first saw the footage, she went to the prison and met him. I wish I could do the same. I couldn't, but because this is a podcast, I can break through reality a little bit. You can hear Wendell's version of the night, and you can decide what you think.
He came at me with a beer bottle, and then the guy had something in his hand. I'm not sure if it was like a knife, but like these men tried to kill me. They wanted to kill me. I could have easily beat them boys to sleep.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying not to be hurt. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm just trying to be safe. I'm trying to get out of here safely. I'm not trying to hurt nobody.
Wendell's story that night after the break.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that, let's put it online and see what happens stage.
And the site is live.
That we opened a store and need a fast checkout stage.
Thanks. You're all set.
That count it up and ship it around the globe stage.
This one's going to Thailand.
And that, wait, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Whatever your stage, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/sell today.
I was getting ready to go home soon. I was getting a new passport because my passport was about to expire. So I was getting a new passport, and then I was going to make my way home. I was in Chengdu for about 2 weeks. The American Embassy was in Chengdu. I had some coaching and some things that I was doing out there, fitness classes and basketball and football. I was coaching, doing stuff there. So we had came back to that morning, Saturday morning. I refereed the football game, and a friend of mine was invited to an event, and he called me, asked me to come with him. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I got dressed and showered and everything, and we go down to the bar. It was True Color Club. I've been there a few times. I met the owner a few times. I actually texted him and let him know that I was coming with the friend who was invited. They were pretty much expecting both of us to be there. Like we had a section. We had like a little section area where we're sitting down, relaxing. The atmosphere, I mean, it was bar atmosphere, like music, low lights, loud music. I get up and do a lap around, walk around the bar. I was standing just looking amongst the crowd, seeing what was going on, watch people dance and enjoy themselves. I'm on my phone, texting, looking around, and then I'm pushed. I was pushed in the back, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just in somebody's way, so I move, turn my shoulders, move out the way so they can go past. But they didn't go past. So I turned back around. Once they didn't go past, I just turned my back again, like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not in anybody's way, and then I pushed again, but harder. And at this time, I'm standing like at the top of some stairs. When I pushed the second time harder, I stumbled down the stairs. And once I stumbled down the stairs, I'm like, yo. So I pushed the guy back, and then he pushes me. And then when I push him a second time, and then he picks up a beer bottle and throws it at me. Like, and we're not far, not even 3 feet away from each other. And he throws the beer bottle directly at my face. And I lean to the right. And watch the beer bottle go past me. And so I push him again to create space. And then his friend comes and tries to hit me in the head with the bottle. And I push him away. I had 2 phones and a portable charger in my right hand, and I had a cup in my left hand. Once the second guy tries to hit me and I push him away, then after that I step back and I put my stuff in my pocket, and I'm preparing to defend myself now. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. Like, it's 2 guys, they have weapons, they're attacking me. Like, so once they just stand there and look at me and no longer come to like attack me, I walk away. I go back to the section where I'm sitting. I sit down for a second. My friend, he was like, because I'm looking for him, think he may be back at the section. He's not there. So I text him and say, bro, I'm about to go. Like, some guys just just tried to kill me here, bro. I'm about to go. Like, I literally just attacked by some guys with beer bottles like this. I didn't know exactly if it was going to be more coming to attack me after that. Like, it was already like, it's not many black people in there. It's not many foreign people in there. I think myself and my friend are the only ones there. And there's all Chinese people there. I'm like, I have to go. Like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Some guys just attacked me. And I don't know if they're here with more people or if like they're about to come, and I just know I had to get out of there. Like, I didn't feel safe at all. I no longer felt safe there. So I just know I had to get out of there. Left and went to one of my friends' bar, like not too far from where I was. The foreigners pretty much always go there to his bar. One of the few bars there that the foreigners were going to. And, and just continue to even and met people there and talking to people and just relaxing. Like, it was, like, I didn't think anything of it. It was like it had never happened. It was winding down there, Brooklyn's, and everybody was saying like, hey, let's go to this bar. They were bar hopping. And I'm like, hey, I just got attacked by some guys in True Color. Like, I don't know if I want to go back there. But everybody was like going, like, it'll be all right. I'm like, yeah, nothing happened. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't a fight.
Right.
Like, it wasn't like a fight. It wasn't any punches thrown or anything like that. So we went back. with everyone. Like, it was a group of maybe like 8 of us. Just went back, some guys, some girls. I'm relaxing. I'm dancing. I'm in there dancing. And like I see like security or police or something pointing at me. So I walk towards them. They tell me to come outside. And when I get out there, it's the police, more police officers out there. My friends that I was with had followed me and basically out there at the police to make sure I was okay. And then it was like many other Chinese people. And it was an officer, one just spoke a bit of English, and you like, yeah, come with us to the station. You know, you gotta come with us, come up to the station. I'm like, why? Like, why? By this time, it was a lot of Chinese people, 40, 50 Chinese people. Like, and I don't know what they're saying, but they all look angry. They're yelling, a lot of anger, a lot of hostility, you know, and I was extremely uneasy at that time. I was extremely uneasy at that time. The energy, like I can feel that it wasn't right. And I take off running from the crowd.
If you remember from an earlier episode, after Wendell is confronted by police, he's chased and beaten by a mob of Chinese citizens while handcuffed. It wasn't until after a random Chinese man on the street steps in and stops it. That's when Wendell is finally taken into custody. Then, while in the police van, a policeman continues to beat him. Finally, Wendell is taken to a police station, and later that night, he's taken to jail. His story lines up with what I saw in the surveillance video. It's what Sophia heard when she first met him, and why she is so dedicated to proving his innocence. The next step in doing so required a verdict. By now, it was the summer of 2018, and we were stuck waiting, and still just trying to get attention for the story. Seeing the footage myself gave me more motivation to keep going, to bring attention to this case and bring home Wendell Brown. And like I've said, I have a little experience drawing national attention to a cause.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
To understand my plan with Wendell, I want to tell you a bit about a campaign I made before I ever heard of Wendell.
Adam Greenberg will be the batter, making his major league debut in this appearance.
Back in 2005, a rookie named Adam Greenberg stepped to the plate for the first time, playing for my beloved Chicago Cubs.
And here's Greenberg.
Look out! Man. He got hit in the head on the very first pitch.
Hit by a pitch going 92 miles an hour, it was truly awful. He was out the rest of the season, and eventually, the Cubs let him go.
Everyone dreams of getting in the batter's box as a major league player, saying, I made it to the big leagues. And in a blink of an eye, that's the end of the dream.
I was watching that day and thought about Adam for years. He recovered, physically and emotionally too. Though it was hard to accept that his major league dreams ended before they really even got started. I wanted to change that for him. In 2012, I made a social media campaign telling Adam's story. And we had one goal, to get Adam an at-bat.
My name is Matt Liston, and I want to see Adam get that next shot at the majors. Nobody wants to give him a shot right now. He's 30 years old. But you create a little buzz about him, you draw attention to him, now people will watch him play.
People love the video, and local news stations love the cause.
Fans have started a movement to bring him back to home plate.
So this is gaining momentum online. People are signing this online petition of 17,000 people now. It's really gaining some steam.
How far would you go to help a total stranger get a second chance?
As the campaign spread across social media, I eventually got in touch with the president of the Miami Marlins.
I'm now at Citi Field, home of the Mets, because I'm going to meet David Sampson, the president of the Marlins.
Well, Adam, we'd like to sign you to a one-day contract. And if you come to Miami, we're going to put you in uniform, and you're going to be a member of our team on Tuesday, October 2nd, against the New York Mets. And believe me, you're going to get one at-bat, so get ready.
I'm going back to the big leagues. The Marlins give me a shot.
That's one of the films I made. We got Adam the at-bat. Sure, it's completely on a different playing field, but in a way it's the same. Make a video, make it go viral, make things happen. That's the script. Now we just had to figure out how to follow it with Wendell. By the spring of 2018, he had been in prison for 2.5 years. It's unfathomable, but true. We started scripting campaign videos that summer. Eventually, we had something I was happy with. For over 1.5 years, a former American football player has been stuck in a Chinese prison for defending himself from attackers. Next, we needed a partnership with a major media outlet. Dan Redford connected me with another Michigan team member, one with deep ties in both America and Asia, and I was excited to get his call.
Juicy enough, Matt, that I could take it and get a decent push on in the New York Times.
This is Scott Kranick. He's a public relations executive and has spent decades in Beijing.
This is what's happening on my end. I was trying to make a play, as I wrote you, with ESPN, where it would be covered on multiple platforms. The one department I've talked to at ESPN as of Friday said they basically they want to react to the story. They don't want to be part of the story.
You haven't launched the video yet, right?
That's right. I've held it back on purpose because I'm trying to launch it with somebody so it becomes part of a story, you know? And I don't want to release it without it being associated with a good, like a powerful media outlet, because I don't want it to, it's so easy to get lost, as you know.
Of course, if we give it to the New York Times, they'll take it down the path that they want to take it. They'll be pretty hard on China, I believe. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know the bureau chief, and I mentioned it to her, and I'd like to involve them in this because, this is just wrong.
Unfortunately, the New York Times never ran the story. I reached out to several independent journalists who have worked with the Times and other big publications, but no one was interested. I couldn't believe it. Now, I should note, Scott would become an important advisor and teammate for us throughout our campaign. But for now, no matter who we reached out to, Wendell's story had run cold. And this is how the first few months went. A lot of phone calls, a lot of excited media leads that just didn't pan out. I reached out to the writer who first tipped me off to Wendell's situation. That's Dan Wetzel, a longtime columnist with Yahoo Sports. When the UCLA players came home with a mere slap on the wrist, Dan asked the question that now echoes through my mind every day. What about Wendell Brown?
Oh, I should ask, what part of the country are you in?
Detroit.
Oh, you are? I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I kind of heard of the story.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I was just there a couple of weeks ago visiting.
Pretty tough deal, huh?
Oh my gosh. Heartbreaking.
Dan somewhat immediately noticed the biggest difference between Wendell and those UCLA players.
And yeah, they're not LeVar Ball who can summon, cameras at will.
Exactly.
They're just like this just blue collar family in Detroit trying to make it, and it's like they don't have any power.
I told Dan about the campaign video I made for Wendell and what I had planned next.
So I've been filming with some of his family and friends, including Antoinette and his family when I was there in Detroit. And I'm going to craft this other video then that I'm going to have sent to the judge in China. Wendell's attorney said she can get it into the judge's hands. This will be more of an emotional plea
saying this is the great person you have right now. There was a misunderstanding, but it's time to bring him home. I'm also trying to get a couple of NBA players to hold the sign as well. It's a little bit tricky right now at the NBA playoffs. But what I was told from several folks in China was that NBA players will have more influence than any politician I could put in this video.
Well, I would go on that route. There's a lot of NBA players from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And kids from Detroit are incredibly loyal to each other.
Yep.
Like those kids in Detroit come up in the same situation. It's like, you're fucked. You got no chance. And they make it. And there's a tremendous loyalty to Detroit athletes.
Detroit. Big city, small community. Dan had another suggestion.
He did play for Brady Hoke.
Brady Hoke was Wendell's coach at Ball State. In 2008, Brady led the football team to an undefeated regular season, the most wins in Cardinals history. He eventually moved on to the NFL, and at that point, he was coaching with the Carolina Panthers.
I've reached out to him and through Carolina, and I can't get a response. I can't even get a respectful decline or anything. I'm kind of surprised.
I was told at Ball State he wasn't an angel.
Okay, this was news to me.
So, I don't know what, but, he graduated, he played the whole time. Yeah, I think what I heard was he wanted to be like a tough guy and rough around the edges. But, again, it wasn't like he didn't get thrown out of Ball State.
Right, and then Ball State now is...
He's a football player.
That's right, and then at Ball State, they put out those videos.
Ball State supports them, and there was one part where there was like the board of trustee chair thought he could get to Mike Pence. I did hear that because they're all from Indiana, but then that didn't turn out. My thing, and I think I've written in there every time, is like even if there was a bar fight and he punched somebody, like he's been in prison now for 2.5 years.
I thought back to the surveillance video of Wendell.
Oh my God! I think of like all the down. I grew up in Chicago. You'd see fights like outside Wrigley at those bars. You see these. It's like that kind of thing. These little push things with these like 20-somethings. Like
you send everybody home to sober up. Yeah. What's the debt? You haven't even convicted them yet. So what are we talking about here? So let the guy out. He ain't coming back to China. Yeah. If you don't have juice, this is what you're dealing with.
If you don't have the juice, that's what you're dealing with. Dan kept highlighting that with the lack of power, influence, and media that the UCLA players had, Wendell's case had turned out very differently.
Yeah, our guys getting fucked, Glad you're on board on this kind of team of misfits we got. We have no organization, no one knows what to do, but we're trying. We're here.
We're here, so we better keep trying. We put the finishing touches on the first campaign video and sent it out into the world. Now all we could do is hope someone picked it up. No high-profile university or president is coming to the rescue of Wendell. It's up to us. Now we're asking for your help. Please visit bringhomewb.com and print a poster. Then take a photo with it and add it to social media. #BringHomeWendellBrown. These photos will be used for our campaign video that will be shared with influencers in China. Together, we can bring home Wendell Brown. Game Plan is hosted by Matt Liston, executive producer Anjay Nagpal and Matt Liston, story editor and senior producer Danielle Elliott, producer Nicole Cohn, editing, sound design, music by Gerard Bauer and Sam Bauer. Associate producer, Kinsey Clark. Show art by Sarah Eichenberger. Marketing by Brandon Getchis. Production legal by Bruns, Brennan, and Barry. Legal clearance fair use by Rachel Strom and Davis Wright Tremaine. Special thanks to Ball State University, Scott Cronick, Jason Whitlock, and the City of Detroit. From Entropy Media, executive producers Anjay Nagpal, Gerard Bauer, and Josh Fuelestead. Head of Operations is Nunya Ebo. Associate Producer, Heidi Rudvots. Development and Production Support, Simona Kussler. Please consider making a donation to Brown Elite Youth Elevation Foundation. In memoriam, Irma Brown, Raymond Brown, and Annie Murrell.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that, let's put it online and see what happens stage.
And the site is live.
That we opened a store and need a fast checkout stage.
Thanks. You're all set.
That count it up and ship it around the globe stage.
This one's going to Thailand.
And that, wait, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Whatever your stage, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/sell today.